Hello everyone, welcome to this podcast. I am really happy you are here today. This podcast is made in a very simple and calm way. Some of you are here to learn English, and some of you are here just to listen to a good conversation. I want to tell you something clearly. Even if you did not come here to learn English, this podcast will still be interesting for you. Because this is not a lesson. This is a real story, a real experience. English is just the medium. In this podcast, we do not speak fast. We do not use heavy words. We talk like normal people. Slowly, clearly, naturally. You can enjoy the story like a normal podcast, and at the same time, your English will improve without effort. That is the beauty of learning through stories. Today, a special guest is with us. Her name is Aisha. She loves traveling. She does not travel to show pictures. She travels to feel places. She travels to understand life. Today, she will share her travel experience with us. Through her journey, we will learn how real English sounds, how people express fear, how people express happiness. So relax, just listen. Aisha, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I already feel very comfortable here. I want to start honestly. Before traveling became part of my life, I was a very ordinary person. My days were predictable. I woke up, I worked, I came back home. Everything was stable, everything was safe. But inside, something felt missing. I used to watch travel videos. I used to listen to travel stories. I wanted that life, but I was afraid of it. I always told myself that traveling alone is not for me. I thought I am not confident enough. I thought I will make mistakes. I thought something bad might happen. These thoughts stayed with me for years. Many times I planned a trip in my head, but fear always canceled it. Fear is very convincing. It gives you many reasons to stay where you are. One day, I felt tired of living like this. I asked myself a very simple question. What if I never try? What if I stay scared forever? That question stayed with me. Slowly, curiosity became stronger than fear. I did not plan a big tour. I chose a small and quiet place. I packed only what was necessary. Still, when the day came, my heart was beating fast. My mind was full of doubts. When I finally reached the place, something changed quietly. I did not feel excited immediately. I felt calm. I stood there for some time. I looked around. I took a deep breath. I realized something important. I was alone, but I was okay. I was scared, but I was moving forward. That moment taught me a powerful lesson. Courage is not about feeling fearless. Courage is about moving even when fear is present.
Aisha, when you were traveling alone for the first time, what was the most difficult moment for you? Was it reaching a new place? Was it talking to strangers? Or was it the fear inside your own mind? I ask this because many people listening to us want change in life, but they stop because of fear. And while you were traveling, did you ever feel like giving up and going back home? What did you tell yourself at that time? And for our listeners, I want you to think about this too. When fear comes in your life, do you stop or do you move forward? You can also share your thoughts in the comments.
That is a very real question. For me, the most difficult part was not the place. It was not the people. It was my own mind. When you travel alone, your mind becomes very loud. It reminds you of every possible problem. It tells you that you are not ready. It tells you that you should go back to your safe life. I remember one evening when I reached a new city. I did not know anyone. My room was quiet. Outside, everything felt unknown. For a few minutes, I felt very small and very weak. At that moment, I almost booked a return ticket. But then I stopped and asked myself one simple thing. If I go back now, what will I learn? I realized that growth never feels comfortable. Learning never feels easy in the beginning. That night, I decided to stay. I went out for a small walk. I spoke to a shop owner. I ordered food by myself. These were small actions, but they gave me confidence. One important life lesson I want to share with you is this. You do not need to be confident to start. Confidence comes after you start. Many people wait to feel ready. But readiness is created by action, not thinking. And this lesson is not only for travel. This lesson is for learning English, for changing careers, for starting anything new. Let me ask you something now. When you feel scared in life, do you wait for fear to go away? Or do you take one small step anyway? Tell us in the comments. Your answer may help someone else too. Another thing travel taught me was communication. When you are in a new place, you speak slowly. You use simple words. You focus on clarity, not perfection. This is exactly how English should be learned. Do not chase big words. Chase clear meaning. Mistakes will happen. That is okay. Even broken English works when your intention is honest. So here is another lesson for you. Speak English like you live life. Slowly, honestly, without pressure. And please, tell us in the comments, what is one fear that is stopping you right now?
Aisha, I really liked what you shared in the last part. The way you explained fear was very honest. Many people think fear is weakness, but you showed that fear is actually a teacher. What I also liked was how you talked about small actions. A short walk, a small conversation, ordering food alone. These things look simple, but they change a person from inside. I think many listeners can relate to this, not only in travel, but in daily life too. Listening to you, one thing becomes very clear. Travel did not only change places for you. It changed how you see people. It changed how you communicate. So I want to ask you something important now. During your travels, did you ever meet someone who changed your thinking completely? Someone you did not expect? And what did that meeting teach you about life and about yourself?
Yes, there was one meeting I still remember very clearly. It happened in a small town. I was sitting in a local cafe. Nothing special, just tea and silence. An older woman sat near me. She started talking very casually. No introduction, no formal words, just simple talk about weather and life. At first, I answered politely. Slowly, the conversation became deeper. She told me she had lived in that town her whole life. No big dreams, no big achievements, but her face was calm. I asked her if she ever wanted more. She smiled and said something very simple. She said, "I wanted peace before I wanted success." That sentence stayed with me. I realized that many of us are running without knowing where we want to reach. Travel teaches you to slow down. It teaches you to listen. That woman did not speak perfect English. Her sentences were broken, but her meaning was clear. And that is what communication is about. This experience gave me an important life lesson. Do not measure your life only by money or speed. Measure it by calmness. Measure it by honesty. And I want to tell the audience something directly now. If you are learning English, please remember this. You do not need perfect grammar to speak. You need clarity. You need confidence to express your thoughts. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met a stranger who taught you something important without trying? A simple meeting that stayed with you? If yes, tell us in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. Travel also taught me empathy. When you move between different people, you stop judging fast. You start understanding slowly. This lesson is very important in life, and it is very important while learning English too. Be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. So here is today's lesson from me. Slow down, listen more, speak without fear. And please tell us in the comments, what is one thing you are chasing right now? Success or peace?
Aisha, the last experience you shared felt very close to real life. The idea of choosing peace before success is something many people forget today. I think that is why your story connects so deeply. Listening to you, it feels like travel slowly removes noise from the mind. It does not give answers quickly, but it teaches you to ask better questions in life. I want to be honest for a moment. When I hear stories like yours, I also think about my own life. There were times when I tried something new and failed. Not a big failure, but a quiet one. Something that made me doubt myself. I remember feeling embarrassed. I remember thinking maybe I am not made for change. Maybe I should stay where I am comfortable. I think many listeners feel the same at some point. So I want to ask you something now. During your travels, did you ever face a moment where things went wrong? A moment where you felt you failed. A moment where you felt emotional or helpless. And how did you handle that situation? Also, for everyone listening, think about this. When failure comes, do you stop trusting yourself or do you learn from it? You can share your thoughts in the comments.
Yes, there was one moment that really tested me. It happened during a trip when I was very confident. I thought I had learned everything. I thought I could manage any situation. That confidence slowly turned into carelessness. One day, I missed an important connection. I reached a place late at night. My phone battery was low. I did not have proper directions. For the first time, I felt panic again. I remember sitting quietly and feeling tears in my eyes, not because of the place, but because I felt disappointed in myself. I thought I was past fear, but there it was again, strong and real. That night taught me something very important. Growth is not a straight line. Confidence goes up and down, and that is normal. I asked for help. That was the hardest part. I spoke slowly. My English was simple. My sentences were not perfect, but people understood me. Someone helped me find a place to stay. That moment taught me humility. It taught me that asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom. I want to share a lesson directly with the audience now. Failure does not mean you are going backward. Sometimes, failure means you are still learning. This applies to life. This applies to English too. When you forget words, when you make mistakes, when you feel stuck, do not stop. Learn to pause, learn to ask, learn to continue. Let me ask you something now. Have you ever failed at something and felt like giving up? What did you do after that? Did you stop or did you try again? Tell us in the comments. Your experience matters. And here is one more lesson from me. Be kind to yourself during difficult moments. Growth needs patience. Whether you are traveling or learning English or changing your life, move slowly, stay honest, and trust the process.
Aisha, the way you explained failure feels very honest. What I really liked was that you did not try to make failure sound heroic. You showed it as it is, confusing, emotional, quiet. I think many people listening to us feel the same kind of failure in daily life. Not big failures, but small moments where confidence breaks, where self-doubt comes back. Your experience makes those moments feel normal. Listening to you, one thing becomes very clear. Travel did not make you fearless, it made you aware. And awareness is more powerful than confidence. I also want to share something small from my own life. There was a time when I wanted to improve myself. I wanted to speak better English. I wanted to grow. But every time I made a mistake, I felt embarrassed. I felt people were judging me. Slowly, I stopped trying. That pause hurt more than the mistakes. I think many listeners can relate to this too. So I want to ask you something important now. After all these experiences, how did travel change the way you look at yourself? Not as a traveler, but as a person. And what would you tell someone who feels stuck right now? Someone who wants change, but feels tired?
This question feels very close to my heart. Travel changed the way I speak to myself. Earlier, I was very strict with myself. I judged myself quickly. I expected perfection. But travel taught me softness. It taught me to accept slow growth. When you are alone in a new place, you become your own friend. You listen to your thoughts. You notice your fears, and slowly you stop fighting them. I realized that feeling tired does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. Feeling stuck does not mean your life is over. It means something inside you wants change. Travel did not give me a new identity. It helped me accept my real one. And that acceptance brought peace. I want to share a lesson directly with the audience now. If you feel stuck, do not force motivation. Do not compare your journey with others. Take one small step, even a very small one. Speak one sentence in English. Try one new thing. Rest when needed. Growth does not leave, it waits. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you were kind to yourself? When was the last time you allowed yourself to learn slowly? Tell us in the comments. Your answer might help someone who is listening quietly. As we slowly move toward the end of this conversation, I want to say one thing clearly. Life does not change suddenly. Neither does English. Change happens when you stay present, when you stay patient, when you continue even without excitement. Travel taught me this, and life keeps teaching it every day.
Aisha, listening to you from the start till now, one thing becomes very clear. This podcast was not really about travel. It was about life. It was about fear. It was about growth. And it was also about learning English in a very human way. I think this is why this conversation feels real. It does not feel forced. It feels lived. For everyone listening, I want to say something important in teaching mode. When you learn English, do not learn it like a subject. Learn it like a habit. Like listening to stories. Like understanding emotions. Like expressing simple thoughts. This podcast shows that you do not need complex sentences to say meaningful things. Simple English can also carry deep ideas. If you are enjoying this conversation so far, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more podcasts like this, more real conversations, then do subscribe. We focus on learning English through real life, not artificial lessons. Aisha, before we close, I want to ask you one last question. If you had to give one final message to someone who is listening quietly right now, someone who feels unsure about life, someone who feels English is difficult, what would you say to them?
I would say one simple thing. Do not rush yourself. Life is not a race. Learning English is not a race either. When you rush, you miss understanding. When you slow down, you start noticing progress. Travel taught me that. Life keeps teaching me the same lesson. If you feel lost, it is okay. If you feel confused, it is okay. If your English is not perfect, it is okay. Progress does not come from pressure. Progress comes from consistency. Speak a little every day. Listen a little every day. Be patient with yourself. I want to tell the audience directly now. Please stop judging yourself harshly. Everyone learns at a different speed. Everyone grows in a different way. The only thing that matters is that you keep moving, even slowly. And yes, if this podcast helped you even a little, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It motivates us to create more content like this. And do share your thoughts in the comments. What is one thing you learned today? About life or about English?
Thank you, Aisha, for sharing your journey so honestly. And thank you to everyone who listened till the end. Remember this: English is not hard. Life is not meant to be perfect. Both become easier when you allow yourself to learn slowly. We will meet again in the next episode with another real story. Till then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing.